All right, fifth grade. So this is going to be just a review so that you can complete the packet on your own. I'm not going to be giving you answers like I have in the past videos. Just rewatch those if you are confused, to join Zoom calls, etc. This is due on Friday. Just a quick recap. So what we're getting at here is that to find the area of this square, okay, the first thing you do, you can just count the squares, right? Just count the square units, okay? That's always an option. It gets a little tricky, like when we fold this in half or this. Okay, the tricky part is those half triangles at the bottom. You just got to add those up into wholes. Okay, so two of those triangles equals one whole. Okay, you guys have shown that you've been able to do that. This one's 32. Again, Bryn and some other girls that were in the fifth grade Zoom found out that there's a pattern here. So instead of counting all these squares and wasting time, I can also just, every time I fold this in half, right, it cuts the area in half. And every time I fold it in half, the fraction of the area gets cut in half too, which means that this denominator, this number, goes up times 2. So it doubles, okay? So this one's 32 square units. You go down, this one's 16. Half of 32 is 16. If I double the 2, 1/2 becomes 1/4, okay? Here's the pattern. Half of 16 is 8 square units. Double the 4, 1/4 becomes 1/8. Okay, so this is the pattern. All right. Then when we get down here, it gets a little bit different. All right, it wants us to find the area of this, the whole square. So again, there's a couple different ways we can do this. All right, number one, I can just count the squares. Okay, I can just count them. 2, I know that the area of this triangle right here, I know that that is 8 square units. So I could also just multiply that by 2. Sorry, not 2, by 4, which gives me 32 square units. Okay? Just use your patterns, but at the end of the day, if you just want to count the squares, you're always able to do that. The fraction of the original area, we know 32 from all the way up here. We know 32 is half of the original area. So this is the original area, which is 64. So we know that 32, even though it's in a different shape, is half of the original area. Okay? So just go ahead and keep filling these out. The next fold you need to make is this. You go here, 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 here. Okay? The next one is we want to know the area of these squares. Each of the 4 squares. So again, you can count, you can use math. Fraction of the original area is going to be of just one of these squares. Just go with your best guess. Then after that, we want to fold this puppy down. Okay, we want the area of this. And then once you do all 4 of them, it wants the area of this whole square. Like that. And then the rectangle. Like this. And then you make your okay, it wants to know each small square on the outside. Okay. So again, 2 options. You can use math, you can use some tricks, or you can just count the squares. The fraction of the original area is the tricky part, but I think you guys can figure it out. The original area is 64. So at the end of the day, your denominator can always be 64, and the number on top can be the area. All right. If you have any questions, let me know.